Are you looking for ways to improve your cash flow and do you want to keep more of your cash in your business? Then this video is for you. Because in this video, I'm going to share 7 tips that you can use to control cash flow in your business. By applying these tips, you can get grip on your cash flow and get rid of your cash flow worries. Hi, I'm Sid. I'm financial transformation coach for female entrepreneurs who wants to scale the business fast. If you want to solve your cash flow problems and improve your cash flow control in your business, then don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell right now so that you do not miss out on future new videos. The tips that I'm going to share with you today are grounded from my experience working as a financial coach, helping ambitious entrepreneurs like you running businesses from 40,000 to 40 million pounds in revenue. So let's dive in. To implement this, you need to set aside the maximum cap spend in a month. So you might be wondering, Cecil, but how do I come up with the value that I can spend as a maximum spend in a month? So you can look at the last 3 months cash outflows in your business and just take an average of the last 3 months, and that's your starting point. Let's say that you come up with the figure of $10,000 in a month. Now you'll say to yourself that even if I see an opportunity to invest in a program or product, if it takes me over $10,000 in a month, I'm not going to do it because I'm risking by making the investment. Either I'm making losses in the business or I'm not making that projected profit that I was hoping for. Let's say your cash outgoings is $8,500 on average in a month. So you cap yourself at $10,000. So you have $1,500 on each month to play with. But you don't want to be going over $10,000 just in case you start making losses or not hitting your profit targets in a month. With the clients I work with, we establish the spending cap in the business. And also, we don't buy from emotions because financial discipline is really, really important. It's like giving yourself a pocket money of $100, $1,000, $2,000 a week, and that's all you have, and you make the best use of that money. And that's how it works. And in this way, you are able to control your cash flow. Remember, your cash flow statement is like your mark sheet. When you go to school, you get grades or marks depending on where you studied, but either way, you get a score that tells you how well you have performed in certain subjects. And in the same way, in business, you get a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, and a cash flow statement. Your cash flow statement tells you how well you have managed, analyzed, and project your cash flow, which means that how well you have controlled your cash flow. If you want to take deep dive into how it all works, then you can watch this video which refers to the MAP method. It is the method that I created helping entrepreneurs like you by way of managing, analyzing, and projecting cash flow so that you have control in your cash flow. So you'll get more insight by watching this video. Noah Kagan, the founder of AppSumo, was hired by Facebook as the company's 30th employee at the age of 24. So he shared the insight that he received from his short-lived career in Facebook, which was when you're running a business, just have one goal, and that's it. Noah also talked about how Facebook made every single decision on the filter of, does this help user growth? If a feature did, then they would. If not, they wouldn't. He shared a personal story of how he went once to Mark Zuckerberg with an idea to monetize Facebook, and he wasn't interested. All he did was write growth in whiteboard. He wasn't interested in monetizing Facebook in the early days. He was only interested in user growth. Later, he used that singularity of focus to become a founder of 8-figure business. I aim to use singular focus in my business That's why I communicate with my team how much we're spending, how much we're making, and what's our monthly goal is. Then when I get an idea, then I discuss with my teams, and they can say like, "Sissy, but why are we going to go there? This is not help us towards our goal." Such conversation help us to stay focused and stick to our plan. That's why having singularity of focus with accountability built in is really important. This is something I teach in my program, how anyone can have singularity of focus to accelerate results. So to control your cash flow, you need to have singularity of focus that leads to monthly goal. Then you decide commercial decisions that you're going to make to reach that monthly goal. And then you communicate with your team members at the beginning of the month. Good cash flow apps save you time. By using them, you can build what if scenarios for cash flow forecasting and then decide how to prioritize spend in your business. With the cash flow forecast, you can ask yourself whether you can spend the money on something or not. Then you can be confident in your decisions. That's why I always say it, financial data drives decisions, and all your decisions for commercial purpose are all driven by data. You can grow your business by measuring the metrics, i.e., the financial data. The creator of a YouTube course I've been part of says, in order to grow my YouTube channel, I need to measure the metrics to find out what's working and what's not working. So I double down on what's working, and anything that doesn't work, I drop that. So it's the same in the business. To find out what's working for you in your business is by measuring the financial data. And for capturing financial data, you can use cash flow apps. I've given an overview of 5 cash flow apps that you can use, and I'll put the link above if you want to watch it. So with these cash flow apps, you can build what if scenarios and find out whether you can do something or not. And this way, you'll have control in your cash flow. At times, we take things for granted. We see small $10 cash leak and we ignore it. Like, if I ask this question, can you hold on to this pen for 5 seconds? You'd probably say, yes, sure. How about can you hold this pen for 5 minutes? You'll start to think about it. How about if you can hold on to this pen for 10 minutes, for an hour? Even if you can hold on to this for this long, it will start to hurt you really bad. How about if I ask you, can you hold on this pen for 24 hours? You'd probably say, you can't do it. It's the same in business. Because one small hole over a period of time can hurt your cash flow really bad and can drain away everything that you've been building towards. I've seen this with lots of businesses. Benjamin Franklin said about such times, be aware of little expenses. A small leak can sink a great ship. That's so true. A small cash leak can hurt your cash flow really bad in the long run. So take control of your cash flow, audit your expenses now, and make sure you are paying for something that you should be paying. That's how you have control in your cash flow. I noticed and emphasized to my clients why it's so important to have accounting data up to date at all times. During the pre-pandemic situation in March, April, all my clients, they wanted to have understanding where do they stand in terms of cash flow wise in the business. And I couldn't help them much faster because their accounts were not up to date. So I told them, you need to bring your accounts up to date, then I can look into it to produce a meaningful financial information. So if you want to stay on top of your cash flow, then you need to keep your accounting data up to date at all times. It's worth understanding that the financial data, when it's processed, it becomes a meaningful financial information to you as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you don't care much about accounting data, but you should care about financial information because, like I said, the financial data drives decisions. And when you want financial data to make decisions in your business, then you want to have cash flow statement, and for which you need to have accounting data up to date. It is the foundation of having visibility and knowing what's going on with your cash flow. And with this knowledge, you control your cash flow. It is so easy to forget how much cash we really have just by looking at the business bank account, when the cash also includes paying taxes. That cash does not belong to us. That belongs to the taxman, even though they are not due yet, are to be paid later on. The best way to handle this is to set aside for paying taxes by using or opening a second bank account. And using this account, you can pay taxes on time every time. The idea of opening a second bank account may sound too simple, but I believe it's so powerful. Why? Because an entrepreneur often thinks that she is richer than she is, and all the cash that sits in her business bank account, she thinks that it belongs to her, where some of it belongs to the taxman. And this leads to a situation where she only has sufficient cash either to pay for taxes or to run a business, and that's really bad cash flow position to be in. I don't want you to go through a similar situation and pain again, ever. So even though if you don't want to set up a new business bank account or second bank account, you can set aside cash for paying taxes, and this way you'll have control in your cash flow as well as paying taxes on time every time without causing any undue stress. There you have 7 tips on taking control of your cash flow that I've used to help my clients over the last 17 years. Here's a quick recap for you. Tip number 1, cap on maximum spend in a month. Tip number 2, keep an updated cash flow statement. Tip number 3, focus and work towards a single goal. Tip number 4, use cash flow apps and win with data. Tip number 5, do not ignore small cash leaks in the business. Tip number 6, keep your accounting data up to date. And tip number 7 is set aside cash for taxes. If you got value from this video, then like it and share it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell right now so that you do not miss out on future new videos, which I publish every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GMT. Your comments are my oxygen, so don't forget to comment below. I respond to them all. Now, I would like to turn over to you. Do you have more tips to share? Let me know which ones you have already tried and which ones you're going to try next. Let me know by leaving a comment below.